Hello and welcome to Vault Boys WV. This is your card-carrying cryptozoologist, Dave Chavins, and joining me is my favorite son of a Mothman, Austin O'Connor. Austin, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
That was an energetic intro. I
I
like the anticipation between words.
I want to keep people on the edge of their seat. I want to
Yeah.
keep people engaged. That's
Mhm.
that's my thing. You never know.
Keep 'em
You
guessing.
never know
Yeah,
what's gonna come out of my mouth. You know.
right. For sure. I can attest to that.
Could be energetic intros. Could be locusts.
Yeah. 17 years. So, you know. Well, what's going on with you? How are you?
Oh,
What's new in your world?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I've got. Let's see. I don't even remember what I did this weekend. I saw you. I mean, that's
Yeah,
one
we
thing.
saw each other. We saw live music.
We
That
saw
was
live
cool
music,
for the
yep.
first time in a long time.
Yeah, had a nice time. I have mostly just
Yeah.
been busy. I've been busy working. I feel like I'm gonna
Yeah.
call. You ever call your family and they're like, "So what have you been into?" And you're like, you
You're
know,
looking at
just the same. And then you ask them what they're into, and they're like, "Oh, you know,
The conversation goes nowhere,
just
essentially.
the same." And then they'll ask
Yeah.
about how are your pets, and I'm like, "Well, my pets, wrote a thesis on,
Yeah. It's like
cle-
they're pets. Like what do you
right."
think? How do you think they are? No, I hate having those conversations. Like I was in Richmond a few weeks ago, and I went to a brewery, and I saw a guy I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going over, like, we're hours away, clearly, like, big city, but just at the same place, didn't even go talk to him because I was like, what are we going to talk about? Like, that would be that conversation. Like, how you been? What are you doing now?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hard with
Awkward
with
silence.
acquaintances, and it's
Yeah.
like you feel like that you should. So like I've done that on the DC Metro, which is like strange place, I guess. But
Yeah.
that's where a lot of people move just after high school,
Yeah.
college. It's
In our area,
yeah.
that's kind of like, especially like where you went, it's definitely
Yeah.
yeah,
But I'll
hot
be up
spot.
there and I'll see I'll see people from high school and I'll be like, what do I just like wave? And normally I do this like old
Yeah.
guy wave, like you go in the neighborhood, you're
Kinda.
driving your car in the middle of Bluefield down the road,
Yeah.
and you see the guy in the neighborhood, and he sticks up his hand real casually, gives a nice like,
Yeah.
you know?
Just a little nod. Yeah.
That's kind of what I do, and then
Yeah.
I have to like in that before I do that, I have to be in the moment. I have to be like, do not feel embarrassed about this. Don't rethink this. Don't
Yeah.
go back and think on this moment and think that was awkward because you're doing the right thing. You're acknowledging
I'm
somebody's
always
existence.
awkward.
Like you,
I'm always awkward, so
that's fine.
I can't even do that. I just accept. I'm just like, I'm awkward. This is gonna be awkward. Just do it. But
Well-
now I've like switched the thinking. Like I said, I didn't do it. I was just I saw him. I admired him from a distance. I said, there's the guy. There's the guy from high school. And I walked right out the door. And I don't even think he knew I was there. He didn't even see me, so he doesn't even know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point? What's the whole point of that?
That's
My
the thing.
thing-
The conversation goes nowhere, especially in a pandemic. Like what? We're all living the same life right now.
And I've been on the opposite end of that, where like I'll go back home and I'll sit at a restaurant, and somebody from high school is my waiter and will like talk me up,
That's yeah.
and I am like, I don't know what you want. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Where do you want this conversation to go, Champ?
Yeah.
Where like what do you want us? Where's this gonna go? You're just gonna say, all right, we'll keep in touch, and then I see you 7 years later again. Like it's just like a
Well,
cycle.
and then they'll know. I mean, this was like years ago. I haven't. This is several years ago. Where now I don't. What you see is literally stuff that's relevant to the podcast. So like people probably only know that I do this podcast, and that's probably it because I don't share a lot of personal information outside of this. But people, I guess, maybe we shared more on Facebook, but people would know like intimate details about me. They were like, "So how's your second year at Virginia Tech?" And I'd be like, what do you?" It's like, "How's your? Are
Following
you still doing
along.
geography or did you change?" And I'm like, how did you know?"
You have no idea what's going on in their lives, but they know everything about yours.
Right. It's like, I'm sorry, little Jimmy Dickens. I don't know what's happened with you after high school. I don't look at that kind of stuff. I don't really care.
You
I'm
say
sorry.
Little Jimmy Dickens.
Yeah, little Jimmy Dickens.
All
That's
right,
my
this
like
boomer territory here. We're going into boomer territory, throwing those names out.
little Jimmy Dickens is like my always the person like that is like down the street or like the average Joe, like little Jimmy Dickens that's out there that's just like doing his best, or
Yeah.
it's just the colloquial
Okay.
person instead of like John
love
Doe, because John Doe sounds like somebody died, like we got another John Doe
Yeah.
in it. Like
Something deep and dark.
yeah,
Little
but
Jimmy Dickens.
if you're
That
thinking
sounds
little
like
Jimmy
a-
Dickens,
like a one of those like sex jokes. It was always like an inappropriate like sex joke when we were in like middle school. It always started with like Little Jimmy. That's all I ever think of.
I think we had very different middle school experiences.
Might have. We might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Just me? Just me?
Just you.
Okay.
I wore one time. I wore a pink shirt, and then I was made fun of for a year for wearing a pink
Yeah.
shirt. So
That
I don't
happens.
think I was in on the jokes. I wasn't very
Yeah,
popular. My popularity came later on once I made a podcast. That's when.
Oh yeah, that's when the
when
popularity came.
that's when real popularity came upon me.
Do you remember like how like monumental in a bad way it was like in middle school or like early high school when you were like targeted or like singled out for something you were wearing? Like the rest
Oh,
of
yeah.
the day, you were just like embarrassed. Like you took it wouldn't even be like a big leap of faith, but like one person would say something about what you had on, like your pants or your shoes, or like you said, a pink shirt. Like I wore a pink shirt once, and the thing said to me, "Oh God!" And the thing is, the same people that would like do that and like just ridicule you are the ones that are like preaching on social media about like not bullying people now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, come on, what are we doing?
Right.
Let's think back to 2007, 2006.
And it's like weird instances that so like in the 6th grade I broke up with a girlfriend on the trip to where did we go? I don't even remember. Williamsburg, Monticello, one of those places. And we
Somewhere
went
in
to a
Virginia.
mall because here's the thing, when you're from down there in Bluefield, even though you got one of them Mercer malls where you got, Dixie Pottery and you got the Rural King inside
Pottery.
inside your mall, you
Throwback.
don't have a lot of big stores, You have Bath and Body Works. You had American Eagle, and you had Pac Sun, and Pac Sun.
Pac Sun. Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days. But you didn't have a lot going on there. So on these trips, we would go to malls, and I remember I broke up with my 6th grade girlfriend. Real tumultuous time in my life.
Dang. Yeah.
And I went into an Aeropostale and I bought a pink shirt, and then I was made fun of for like a good year that I broke up with my girlfriend and bought a pink shirt. It was like, what are you? Are you just a pink shirt guy now?
Yeah.
Is that what
It's
you're
like the
wearing?
equivalent of like getting bangs. I like it.
I mean, I had frosted tips back then, so
I did too. Look at us. I
Look
had
at us.
them in like 5th grade, 6th grade. Justin Timberlake had them. I had to get them too.
had to get
It
them.
was-
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, that's what when you're listening to rip CDs of Dirty Pop by JT.
Dirty Pop. Yeah. Let's see. The Best Virginian said, "Real men wear pink." I think that I knew someone that had a shirt that said that. It was a pink shirt and had that on it in like middle school, and I was like, God, you're so brave. You're so brave. Now, like I think I own like 4 or 5 pink shirts. It's funny how like as you get older, just like
stuff
it doesn't
just-
matter anymore.
Well, and but styles like change, and like there's stuff that
Yeah.
like. And
Yeah,
then
that's
like
true.
back in the day, like when you're in middle school, like if you had any like semblance of style, any semblance, you were just like thrown to the wolves if you were at all focused on that.
Yeah, if you weren't wearing like in our area, like if you didn't wear like a t-shirt and a pair of jeans with like normal like tennis shoes, you were a weirdo. Like
Yeah,
if
you
you
were a total
tried
weirdo.
to step outside of that at all, which I feel like that's a similar experience at least across America. I think a lot of high schools, middle schools have that. Like maybe not California. I feel like they could just wear flip-flops and shorts every day, but like in on like the East Coast, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should do a poll and see like what the go-to middle school outfit was.
Well, yeah, what was the right into the show? What's your go-to? Tweet at us. What's your go-to middle school outfit?
What was your like if like let's say like for people who were in middle school in like 2005 to like 2008 somewhere in there, like what was I want to know what what their outfit consisted of.
Right.
Because a lot of these outfits are coming back now. Like it's like everything's cyclical. Like everything makes its way back.
Well, like the bootcut jeans are a thing now that people are into again.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's a no for me. I can't do that. You know the pain of when you accidentally step in a puddle, and then it's just your pant, like the bottom of the pant leg, is just
Hmm.
hanging wet for the rest
Yep.
of the day. It's gross.
It is gross.
Step on it, ruin the pants. Yeah, I don't know. We got way off topic, but
Well, it it's all the rules are made up and the jokes don't matter or whatever
yeah,
that I'm misquoting it.
say it
Um.
works.
What about you? You been all right? I haven't even asked you if you've been all right.
I've been good, man. Just nothing really eventful this
How
week.
are the pets?
The pets. It's like, do I have pets I don't know about now?
You ever consider getting a pet? You ever think about that? You ever like?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'm ready for that responsibility yet.
Well, you can just come over and pet my pets.
Yeah, I'll just pet your dogs,
Mm,
get my fill,
that's true.
come home.
That's true.
You know.
I think it's about time. Here's the thing. I'm gonna make a to-do list for the show. Okay. First of all,
Okay.
I need to do some music for the show. I've done music for every other show that I've podcast that I've done, and I've written
Yeah.
it. And I'm still using old stuff that I have the rights to. That's not mine. I need to write music for that show. And what I need is a good like intro into this next segment. That's like a nice crisp intro. So imagine I wrote this like really like slick thing with a video element, and that's like playing right now, and it's done. And I say, all right, now we're gonna get into some news.
That was smooth.
As I do
That
a
was
little
really
transition.
smooth.
As I do a little transition. Whoa, transition. First news story
Oh.
of the day. The Consumer Protection Service or Consumer Protection or Safety Commission. I'm not sure. All of these U.S. departments are all crazy. They said, quote on Twitter, "Do not fill plastic bags with gasoline." If you were thinking about that, don't do it.
I've seen so many videos in the last 24 hours of it's just the shenanigans going on at the gas pump, and
There's a
it just
lot
blow-
of shenanigans at the gas
it's
pump.
insane. Like I feel like someone said, okay, their cyber attack, pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like one person on Facebook was like, well, this means there's going to be a gas shortage. There wouldn't actually be a gas shortage because one person on Facebook shared it and it probably got like 100 shares.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, I got to go fill up. And it's just, I don't know. Like, think about this. Like, those people that are filling up their bags, like plastic bags with gasoline, like those people like vote. Those- they are voters. They help decide our democracy.
These
And
are our neighbors.
they are filling up Walmart bags, double bagging them because they think that's going to do it, and then just throwing it in their trunk. Think about like the static electricity and all the stuff. Just they're just like driving down the interstate, just like a ticking time bomb with like gasoline and like bags in their trunk. I don't know.
I've never understood like the need to, and maybe I'm like so stupid and I'm just out there, but the need to like actually store gasoline or stock up on gasoline.
Stupid.
I mean, I wasn't alive for the big, they had that like big like gas thing in the 70s where like
Yeah.
the stations sold out or whatever, but that was when Jimmy Carter was president. I wasn't alive for Jimmy Carter being president. I was alive for Joe Biden to be like a giant person and take that picture beside Jimmy Carter. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's quite
That was
something.
cool. Nice little optical illusion.
I mean, I'm no photographer and I don't know any real photographers, but I mean that was quite the giant person next to a very small person.
Yeah, they looked very the memes were fun. The memes, there was one and it was like it said Jimmy Carter today and it was Tormund from Game of Thrones, the quote where he was like, "Is the big woman still here?" That one made me laugh quite a bit. But the gas, like, yeah, if people would just go about their days, fill their car up, move on, there's not going to be a gas shortage. So seeing it blow up in the last 24 hours has just been insane. And I have to travel this weekend, so I'm just like,
I do too. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, where do you stop? Like, am I just gonna run out of gas on the side of the road?
I
I
think I'm
mean,
just gonna wait until like it's like 11 in the neighborhood, and I need to fill it before I leave town, because I know that once
yeah,
I get, because I'm, it's like I'm in a major city, and so once I get outside of that and go to
yeah,
the, the country, where down south of the country, that it'll be
yeah.
fine.
Well, once
But
you get on the interstate and you're not in a city, yeah, it's that's my hope is like, it'll still be a little busy, but they won't be out of gas. Like I'm going to Raleigh, North Carolina,
mhm.
and I saw a tweet today that said like 72% of their gas stations are just completely out of gas, just complete like no gas at all. Like, what do you do with that?
I don't know.
Like, can you even Uber? Because the Ubers are just gonna run out of gas. Like, what's the imagine how expensive the Ubers will probably be. Just the demand. Like,
Of
because Karen from Florida on Facebook posted that there was going to be a gas shortage, probably.
Well, where's everybody going? That's my thing. It's like, where are you
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
with all this gas?
Yeah, and like gas has a shelf life, so like, if are you just going to store it and then like
Yeah,
I don't know.
this isn't like I'm gonna go get some like a bunch of pickles and put them in.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
why I went to
canned
pickles,
food
but like I'm not
or
gonna.
water.
Right.
Gas is gonna like you have a pretty limited amount of time before gas. I mean, basically, what does it not like have like it won't run in an engine at a certain point, like way down the road. What are you doing? I saw like the ones that they had the big water, like the cube, like people fill up with water
Hmm.
normally, and they were like filling that up with gasoline, which is like super illegal, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
and just
yeah. There's got to be
going about their day.
some kind of strange law, against that kind of stuff. But
But to fill up a bag, a plastic bag, and throw it in your trunk is just galaxy brain stuff right there.
Mhm. I'm trying to
I don't know.
think. I'm trying to think. What would I like if I had to? If I had to like get gas and conserve it, like what would I do? Like what? Like to do it without like I'm trying to think. What if there was just like a gas outage and I'm like, I need gas for the next month? Do I just go get a
Yeah.
bunch of those like little like red cans and just fill like a ton of those up? What do you do? Do you just get a barrel?
I don't
You
know.
just go out there,
But
you
that's
just
the
start
thing.
rolling explosive barrels down the street. You're just like,
That's the thing. My friend down there was like, you might want to fill up a gas canister before you come down just to have in your trunk. And I was like, yeah, but then I'm part of the problem at that point
right.
because then I'm getting my photo on Twitter going viral, filling up an extra gas can. So I was like, no, I will not contribute. I will run out of gas proudly. I will not throw my pride aside and fill up a gas canister. But I just don't know, man. Like, I think the worst part about this is that all of the Tesla owners just get to clown us now. Like
That's true.
they finally get their opportunity to be like, I told you so. So
I
Twitter's
think
been fun.
I think Teslas look like sharks. I think they all look like sharks. Like the cars just
It's
are
a good,
sharks.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
pass them. I'm like, oh, there's a shark. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with me and Teslas. Here's the thing. Okay,
Okay,
first of all,
yeah,
Elon Musk is a dweeb.
yeah.
Second of all, if I want to get an electric car, I'm looking at
Hmm.
like these like tiny like little Fiats, like these little things. Because here's the thing: the bigger your car
Hmm.
is, the more electricity it takes to run. This is like basic. Like smaller cars have better gas mileage, and so if I'm getting a car and it's electric,
Hmm.
I'm getting like some like clown car situation that I am just
Hmm.
driving in the city. So it's
Yeah,
like, oh, this has like you can drive for 500 miles on a charge. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
at this point, like the technology just isn't there for consumers to like actually go out
Yeah.
there and use an electric car like
It's a
that.
good idea, but we're just.
We're just
I
not.
agree.
We're not there yet. We're not
I
there
don't
yet.
know, and I don't like the way they look. I would rather just get like if like Subaru had an electric car, buy that shit up immediately. Probably not. I couldn't afford it, but like, I think I would be interested.
Yeah.
But those weird like it's just like a triangle. Like
Yeah.
I just don't not a fan. But yeah, the gas shortage thing's weird. I'm hoping and praying that by this weekend people realize that they freaked out for no reason. But if the toilet paper thing last year tells us anything, that's not going to happen. People are just it's going to escalate a little more. Um, I don't know. My friend texted me yesterday in Raleigh and was like, "It looks like The Walking Dead at the gas station right now. People just going crazy trying to get to the pump."
Yeah, and it makes me, and now it's like infecting my brain of like, I know I need to go somewhere this weekend. Like, and this is
Yeah,
like, I rarely need to go anywhere. Like, I don't do any
yeah.
driving. Like,
So of course this
like
weekend, like,
this has been my, like, you're seeing my workplace
hmm
for the past, year and a half or whatever. Like, I don't go anywhere, and really it's been great for the miles in the cars. I feel like we're like taking this too far. So you know what, don't put gas in a plastic bag. Don't sling that around either, and don't fire a gun at that, because the video games have taught me anything, that's how you kill the big
yeah,
enemies.
yeah.
That's how you get the big
It's
ones.
well, this whole thing has just showed me that if there really was a zombie apocalypse, like we're done. The whole country immediately. All of these idiots are just gonna ruin it for the rest of us. There's like even if you are the smartest, most savvy survivalist, you're done. You're
You're
done.
done.
Like
Yeah.
you're outnumbered immediately by idiots, so you're done. Like you can't even get away from that.
Right.
Maybe here, maybe in West Virginia you could, but not in a big city. You're toast. You can't get out.
You dunsies.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
think that we should move on. This is probably we've probably done enough about the plastic
We're
bags.
rambling.
People are like, yeah. People are like, all right, they don't like Teslas. Now we know. Now we can, hunt them forever. So we're just
Yeah.
gonna move on to the next story, which I believe that you have prepared, which is there can be only one at the Battle of
hmm
Joshes, and it brings hundreds to Nebraska. So Austin, what is going on here?
So this story just really spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
It brought a tear to my eye. Um, so essentially, hundreds of people who are named Josh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, were invited to sort of like a fight to the death, a fake fight to the death.
Okay.
Was it in Nebraska? Yeah, it was in
Yep.
Nebraska. Um, and it was like this big. I remember seeing it when they were all invited a while back, and it was just funny. Like, oh, you got a whole bunch of people named Josh. Cool, cool, cool. And then it happened, and they all met, and they had pool noodles, and they had this huge like community brawl. I think with hundreds of people named Josh. Um, but I wanted to bring this up because this makes me think of something that I did a few years ago. I think it was like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was drunk, and I got on Facebook, and I added like 7 other Austin O'Connors on Facebook, and I threw all of them into a Facebook Messenger group together and sent out a message. And the funniest part is, to this day, we still talk monthly as a group. We wish each other happy birthdays. One of them is getting married, and we've all been invited to the wedding. So 7 Austin O'Connors in one place. And it pisses me off because, like, I think the Josh thing made it on Ellen, and that's all we want. Us Austin O'Connors, we just want to be on Ellen. That's all we want. But Ellen's ending now, so we got to find another show to be on.
So yeah, I saw that today. That Ellen is in
Yeah,
there.
we just
So
need
so what
we
if
just need a chance.
this wedding, right? So you go to this wedding. What if he's like, all right, I want all the Austin O'Connors to, like, be in a picture and take the photos.
Yeah.
But then generally you got to sign a marriage certificate, and then that's when it becomes, it's like, okay, well, who's gonna sign for Austin O'Connor? Because you got a million Austin O'Connors
Fight
here.
to the
So
death.
somebody could, you wouldn't be forging a signature at that point.
Yeah. Name is Austin O'Connor. I don't know. I definitely I think the wedding is actually going to be virtual though, unfortunately, because of COVID. But we have made plans. I think most of us are on the East Coast. We are one day going to all meet up, and I think maybe that's our chance for going viral. Like that'll be the viral opportunity when we're all together.
Mm-hmm.
But the Josh thing spoke to me. I was like, well, Josh is a little more general. Austin O'Connor was a little more of a like specific name.
That's very specific. Have you considered going to Austin for a meetup?
Just an Austin meetup.
Yeah, just like
You know, I don't know if I could turn my back on my guys now. We've been in this group chat for 6 years. I just want it to just be us. I
Oh, you
can't
can be.
stand
I mean, here's the no. You're misconstruing me. I'm not
Uh,
talking about the name Austin. I'm talking about the city of Austin, Texas, taking all of the
okay.
Austin O'Connors to Austin, Texas,
Austin, Texas,
and go to an Irish bar, and then it's like kind of funny.
Bunch of Austin O'Connors in Austin, in an Irish bar.
And you gotta find a bar. Hang on, let's do a quick Google search.
Is there an O'Connor's Irish bar?
O'Connor's. Oops. O'Connor's.
Right?
Austin, Texas. This is the power of the internet, my friends. We're just like coming up. Let's pull up the maps here.
O'Connor's and Associates. That's where we'll go.
We're gonna go to Texas. Let's see. Or is this Austin? Ooh. Why do I not know places? It's loading, of course.
Let's see. Ooh, Jolly Anchor King. What's good, lads? Jolly Anchor King with the Photoshop of the century last week.
While I'm looking this up, he tweeted at us and had a photo of our upcoming movie, which he drew out for us. That is about Lego thievery. You should go to our Twitter. We retweeted it. Check that out. It made me. We were out together, and we were together when we saw it, and I died laughing.
Yeah. Okay. So in Austin, the closest we're gonna get, I think, is Connor's Creamery. I think that's the closest.
Hotel Granduca, Austin, like.
That would be funny. Any of these are great choices. I'm gonna have to let the guys know that we're gonna have to plan this out.
Yeah, Connor's Creamery is probably the place. Actually, here, let's go to Connor's Creamery.
Yeah.
Let's see if they have an event space.
Yeah.
I want to see if Connor's Creamery
to make a movie of. Oh, thank you, Jolly Anchor King.
That's nice.
You know, we're pretty boring, but we appreciate your kind words.
Soft serve. Here's the flavors that they have. Here, they have bubblegum, vanilla, butter pecan, chocolate swirl, banana ripple, strawberry. How many Austin O'Connors?
I'm sold.
How many Austin O'Connors do you have?
We can each get a different. I gotta see. I think we have 6 or 7. So we'll each get a different flavor, and then we'll take a picture. We'll fight to the death after that. I don't know.
I think that's the opposite. I think you need to like turn it up in the set. So it's like there can only be one Josh at the Josh fight, you know? There can only be one thing. I feel like that you need to just like accept that it's like, no, we're all Austin O'Connor.
Only the victor gets ice cream. Here's the thing about it though. We all like brought up the Josh story last week, and we all agreed that we love each other too much to fight to the death, that we can all just coexist. We've each got our territories. Like one's in Florida, one's in New Orleans, one's in Baltimore, I think. I'm in West Virginia. We're all, you know, we're conquering together. You know, we're dividing our space up. Yeah. So we can coexist. The Joshes are just they're greedy. They want, you know, but we share. So we're going to all go to Austin. You can come if you want.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'll take the picture. You need somebody to take the picture. You know? I'll do that. But okay. I think that's it for our Joshy fellas. I'm excited for your eventual O'Connor meetup at the Connor's Creamery in Austin, Texas. If anybody knows Connor's Creamery, let's see if they have an event space. And we'll make a Facebook event, you know, because that takes off. That's how we got all the Naruto people at Area 51, you know? Like that's how that was organized.
The event would take off. It's probably how the Josh thing happened too. So
yeah. All right.
Love it.
Next story. Why are cats so scared of cucumbers? So apparently on social media, people have been putting cucumbers behind cats, and the cats turn around. They're not like attacking them with cucumbers, so they turn around and they get very scared. So there's a subreddit dedicated to it called Cucumbers Scaring Cats, which I'm of course going to pull up here to look at some of the things from the subreddit.
Are you a member of Cucumber Scaring Cats?
No, I'm not. I have not joined that community. Okay. Let's see. Ash doesn't appreciate my cucumber harvest. Let's look at. Okay, my mouse is weird. This is the thing about Max's.
This is the thing about Reddit. Anything you can think of, I think there's a subreddit for, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part of it. So on screen I have an example of what the cat does when it sees the cucumber. So this guy is pointing at this cucumber behind the cat, and the cat sees the cucumber and it is perplexed. It doesn't know what to do. It is beyond capability. So people are very confused as to why this cat or these multitude of cats are scared of cucumbers. So
let's see. MW. I heard that they think it's a snake. That's a good. That could be it. That could be a
yes,
good explanation.
that is actually the thing that people think.
Oh.
That
Okay.
some like veterinarians have weighed in, and they said if it's a startle response, they think it's an animal, and so they are leery of snakes.
That's kind of the cutest thing ever, though, that they automatically assume a cucumber is a snake.
A snake. But
a slithery little snake.
Is a pickle just an old snake? You know?
Embrace debate.
So my question is, much like the croissant in the tree, the old croissant, like this seems very similar in fact. What is a food that you think that you would like mistake something for? Like if you saw it laying about, what would you immediately think?
You know, I'll say this. Just foods that look like things. This is the first thing that I could think of. Not mistaking it, but foods that look like things. Morels, the mushrooms that I hunted. Like we went and hunted.
There's the mushrooms I hunted in my past life.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that there is a like phobia that people have. Of like all the holes.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like yeah. And I'll be honest, like it freaks me out too. So I can't think of a food that I would mistake, but those freak me out. They scare me to look at those. They're delicious, but I don't want to look at them until they're fried.
I'm trying like food that I would miss, like marbles. I often think are like candy, or like when you go so like when you go to the gift shops at the beach or whatever, and they have just like a bunch of stones and like a little thing, like it could either be hard candy or it could just be a bunch of stones, you know? Like especially if they're like pink and have like some like shininess to them, you know, you're like, is this like a bubblegum like hard rock thing that I'm gonna like bite into? And it makes me want to kind of like, I want to like put one in my mouth and just like, you know, taste it a little bit, get a little bit of that taste in there.
You're just curious. You're just curious like a cat, right?
I'm curious like a cat. Yeah. It's like soaps at Bath and Body Works. So like, you know, you smell that and it's like, oh, this one's supposed to be like plum passion. And frankly, I would prefer if people not smelled like things I could eat, because that's distracting. Especially when you're at a restaurant, somebody passes you and they're wearing a very, 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 very thick lotion that smells like strawberries, and you're like, why does my burrito smell like strawberries? That's kind of disgusting.
I love your stories because they're always oddly specific, and I just wonder how much of this has happened to you.
What do you mean? You wonder how? This is just like my inner thoughts.
Like, I just wonder sometimes it's just like a random example that you think of. But then sometimes I'm like, I wonder if that actually happened to Dave too. Like, it's not just like a random.
I have been at restaurants and have been eating. Actually, I think that was the most recent was the strawberry. But like, you shouldn't smell like at Christmas time. People start giving out like vanilla cream stuff, and it's like there's cream puffs walking around the church at a Christmas service, and you're like, why does everyone smell like vanilla sugar? What the? I feel like I'm getting away from the cucumbers looking like things, but people smelling like food. That's like kind of like the cucumber thing.
You have some interesting thoughts. I would love for like an hour just to dive into that mind and just see some of the thoughts that go on in there.
I'm trying to think of like strange, like vegetables are weird, you know. Like vegetables are, when you think about it, like you think about like the amount of like what we did, like rainbow chard. We grew some rainbow chard that has like bright pink in it. Like think about beets.
There's definitely, beets are gross though. The
beets are great and a great source of iron. And if you put those and bake those up, oh my gosh, it's so good.
I was about to say, if you show me someone who actually likes beets, I will call them a liar. So I'm going to call you a liar right now. Beets are disgusting.
If I had beets, if I had them, and we have them like maybe at least once every 2 weeks. We have them once and we bake them. Oh my gosh. It's so good. And then when you pee, it's pink. And it's like,
oh, dude, no.
And it's like,
I'm out.
It's great.
That's like,
it's great.
Like a grandparent's meal.
No. I mean, it's a healthy source of iron. How much iron do you have in your diet?
A lot.
From what?
Vitamins.
I got
I don't.
1,000% biotin. I got a thousand
I don't
percent
need.
every day. I get a
I don't.
1,000% biotin.
I don't need beets. Ugh.
Mm.
Peasants. Ugh. Beets are gross. I
Okay.
guarantee you, if you did a poll right now with people in our like our listeners and stuff, they like I would say like 90+% would say that they think beets are gross.
Well, the best Virginian in the chat said pickled beets and boiled eggs is a delicacy. And let
Oh
me
my
tell you
god.
something.
No.
Yes, yes, yes. And then here's the
That
thing:
sounds.
boil the eggs in the beet juice, and
Mhm.
the eggs will turn pink.
No, stop.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
you are insane. That
yes.
is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mm, mm. Are you like a deviled egg person?
Uh,
Is that like your? Is that like your?
oh, I love deviled eggs. It's
Okay,
delicious.
so like boiled eggs, you're with
I could do eggs, but the beets with it. Ugh,
pickled
no,
beets. Oh man, anything pickled.
dude,
I'll eat
that's.
anything. You pickle
Are
something,
you
I'll eat it.
74 years old? Like what are we doing here?
I'm just. I'm crazy about those beets, man. I'm
All
crazy
right,
about those beets.
you know what? I need to be I need to be less judgmental
You do,
and more
you do.
curious.
Here's
That's
the
what it
best way.
is.
Let me tell you how to cook a beet. All right.
I don't even want to know.
I'll tell you how to
I'm
cook it.
shutting you off there. I'm shutting you off there. I don't even want to know.
We're just
I don't even
gonna
want to know.
no. I'm the master and commander of the story. I
Nope.
picked the story, and I'm gonna tell you how to do the beets. So here's what you do. Okay. You get the beet out of the fridge. Beets. Jolly Anchor King says beets by Dave. That's great. You get the beet out of the fridge and you hold it up, and then you take a brush. And you gotta scrub the dirt off of it, right? You scrub. Austin doesn't have his headphones on. You scrub the dirt off of it, right? And then you cut the stem, cut it at the end because it's gonna have that long piece there. And then from there, just like chop it up, right? Chop it up, just like get across there, chop it up, and then put it on the tray. Put a little bit of like olive oil, salt, pepper. Throw it in the oven, right? Don't be eating raw beets. Don't. Nobody eats raw beets. I mean, I guess you could, but nobody wants to do that. And then when you're done,
Are you done?
and
Nope,
then
not done.
once you're done, you get them out of the oven. Get a little fork, taste them. Oh, so tender, crispy. It's fantastic. It's wonderful.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. And this has been Beat Talk with Dave.
Mm-hmm. It's how to cook a beet. How to cook a beet. Speaking of foods, the Great Wall has stood for centuries thanks to sticky rice. So apparently,
That's a headline.
apparently, back in the day, like when they were building the Great Wall, they were thinking about like, you know, because this is how old is the Great Wall? In the article, it says 2,300 years. But do they really know? Did they do the dating? You know,
I always find it funny how they date stuff. Like, how can we really be sure? Like, you know, like you can really date something to the exact year.
right? They're like, oh, really? Like,
The stone looks old. 2,152 years.
it's like when you watch Law and Order, and you have the one guy that goes up to the body, and he's like, this guy was eating blueberries served by the local cart stand on East Street, and if we go down there at 2:00, he'll be there with. And it's like, how did you just know that?
It's like I can just say shit too, you know?
Right.
I can just throw some random shit out there. But that's the thing. If you just act like you know what you're talking about, people will believe you.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So apparently, they needed to make a mortar for all of the bricks and stuff that it was built with. So they needed to craft something that they had ingredients for, and so they used sweet rice flour. And so what apparently, let's see, earthquakes, the magic formula. There we go. So it is a type of complex carbohydrate and a polysaccharide, and I'm like, I started as a chemistry major, so if I screw this up, you can just blame that on my failed chemistry class and my ultimate change to geography.
I absolutely will.
So apparently it's really starchy. And so when it combines with the rock itself, apparently it creates this really complex structure and sticks things. So the Great Wall is pretty much just made of like, in between all the like little, you know, bricks and stuff, it's like sticky rice.
So see, this like brings me to this question. What can't rice do? You get your phone wet, throw it in some rice. Boom. Done. Delicious as a side. Good filling side meal. Not too unhealthy. Helps the Great Wall of China stay erect. I just wanted to say erect.
You just wanted to say erect. You just
Yeah.
love talking about that stuff. You're
Yeah.
like ha ha ha, because you were over there with your middle school pals talking about whatever little Jimmy jokes you had.
Yeah.
Little Jimmy, keep that great
A lot
wall
of
erect.
Yeah, a lot of erections, if you will.
No good.
Yeah.
No good. Don't make me talk about Beets again. So my question to you, another food related question for you.
Yeah.
If you needed to build a structure, what food would you use to build the structure? And it can't be rice.
Oh shit! I was gonna say apparently rice.
No, it can't be rice. It has to be something else. We got to use your imagination here. You got to invent the future here with me.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread. I mean, okay. Have you ever built a gingerbread house?
No.
Okay, let me tell you something about that.
That's why I said I would do gingerbread, because I just kind of want to build a gingerbread house. This is my opportunity.
This is your opportunity. Oh, okay. So this is like a cry for help that nobody celebrated the glorious Christmas tradition with you. Well, we always build gingerbread houses, and they don't stay up.
I didn't get invited. Surprise. Wow.
Well, I'm sorry that you're not married to me. I apologize. I apologize for that. That was a mistake on my part.
Another cry for help from me.
Another cry for help. You could have been married to me this whole time.
Yeah.
And then we could have been building gingerbread houses. And then your
The
childhood.
Beets, though, man. The Beets were just a deal breaker.
The beets. When he brought out those beets and he started scrubbing all the dirt off of them in the sink.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing about gingerbread houses, though, is like they're sturdy, but they don't stick. Because the icing that you use, it's not adhesive enough. So generally, when you put it on, it starts stiff when you're trying to
Rice and gingerbread, though, that's the key.
Okay, like a mixture, like a rice pudding situation.
Yeah. Mix it with Beets. Yeah. MWW. Mix it with Beets. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be very purple rice.
Good
And I bet
idea.
that would be good. High iron.
High iron.
Yeah.
No more multivitamin for me.
Yeah, just like this like elaborate fried rice. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Put a little protein in there.
You telling me a beet fried this rice?
If I'm making a building,
Yeah.
if I'm
You
making,
telling me a beet? Yeah. You telling me a beet fried this rice?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just telling you how to cook beets.
Is
And
this
the
what
beets
it
are
feels
delicious.
like? This is what it feels like to be me for you, because I just told a really bad joke and you just moved forward, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
I'm too stupid. I am too stupid to accept or understand anything. Nuance has never been.
I forgot
a thing
you're not
for
on
me.
Twitter that much. Yeah.
No, I don't understand what the kids say. I'm not up to date with the lingo.
Don't worry about it. We'll feed you, baby bird. Don't
do
worry.
like that Fortnite song that everybody sings on TikTok. It's
Jug. Yeah.
yeah, that's some good
It's a
stuff.
bop. That was a bop. Oh, that was a bop.
Is that still a thing, or is that old now? Is that like
It's kind of old, a few months, but
it's kind of old?
I
Yeah.
hear it in the wild occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the songs that I like singing are just like songs that I make up.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know.
I just like making up a song, singing it.
And Kiss from a Rose.
I need to check the
In review
reviews while I'm
form.
thinking about that.
I don't
need
think
to
we
check
have
that
any
out.
new ones. I'm disappointed.
Disappointed. I need to answer my own question of what I'm going to build.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to hear yours.
What food? I'm going to be building a house out of. I'm going to say rhubarb. Rhubarb. Mm-hmm.
Not where I thought you were gonna take that.
Here's the thing, and it depends on what kind of climate I'm building this house out of. And I said a structure, but now I'm thinking house.
Okay.
You can dry rhubarb, and rhubarb's pretty sweet, but it's stalky. Sweet but stalky. That's what they call me. Now that's a joke.
Sweet but stalky, baby.
Sweet but stalky.
You
So
got a
when
little
dry
chuckle
it,
out of me on that one.
It's kind of like candy-ish. But there's enough of it to be like layered, so it can be like put together like bamboo kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I think I would use rhubarb, and I feel like that would be a pretty good structure, because here's the thing: in the rain it would swell, right? Because it's like taken up. It's like and the stuff would expand, but it wouldn't be like wet. It would just like fill it in more. All the cracks would go. But in the summer, it would kind of dry out because it's it's stalky like that.
I like the movement and the description here.
I have a lot of movement in that's why we do the video portion now, is so that you can get it's more for me to communicate to you, because if I didn't use my hands. And I mean, for just audio listeners, they may not know. They may not know what's going on. So if I'm building this house out of rhubarb, it would be great when it rains because all the gaps would fill in. But when it dried, it would be smaller, and so you get more like wind in there. You have like more cracks, and you'd be coming in. It's like when you want to be exposed to things, when you want more of an open air feels when it's hot.
Yeah.
You want some wind.
Thank God for modern technology and construction and engineering, though. But if we had to. Gingerbread, rice, and rhubarb, we'd be set, I think.
What if we made like a fried rice situation and gingerbread, rhubarb, beets, and just like, I mean, ginger is like a primary ingredient for a lot of Asian dishes. Like ginger is like a thing.
I feel like we have gone so far off now. Like I never would have expected us to be throwing out foods and how we would build structures, but here we are.
I mean, it's very obvious. The Great Wall has stood for centuries thanks to sticky rice. Yeah. This is from Ripley's Believe It or Not, which there is a Ripley, West Virginia, and whenever I say people are from there, I'm like, oh, I'm from Ripley, and I'm like, believe it or not, man. And they're always like rolling their eyes.
Sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah. Good old Jackson County.
Good old Ripley up there at the 4-H camp, going up there to go have some fun. I think that's it for stories today. I think those stories were stories. Here's the thing. We've left that $1 million idea. We've left that out, and so I'm gonna start changing up the stuff, but I don't want to spring it on you right now. But I'm telling you, next week I want to hear $1 million idea at the end of the show. But
okay,
I'm not trying to like pull out the rug. I'm not trying to like take the tablecloth off like I'm a magician at the French restaurant, and then I knock the cups over, and then everyone in my family gets mad because they thought I was gonna do a magic trick, but I'm really like 13. And why did they take me to the French restaurant when I was 13?
Yeah, as one does. So
I'm gonna ask you what you're excited for.
I'm excited for Friday. Like I said earlier, I'm going to Raleigh. Marshall, my alma mater, is playing in the Final Four in the NCAA soccer tournament. So pretty pumped about that. It's a pretty big deal. So I'm heading down there, catch some soccer. If they win, they play Monday in the NCAA championship. And it would be, in terms of Division I, it would be this is our first time in a Final Four in any sport. So that would obviously be the first championship we'd have, Division I. And it's a huge deal around here. So going to that, and excited to watch some soccer. I haven't really watched a lot of sports since 2019. So it'll be fun. So I didn't say Marvel this time. Came prepared.
Did you ever play soccer? Was that a thing that you?
Yeah, senior. I played as a kid, and then I played my senior year of high school. So not great, but I love soccer. But it's a fun time.
Here's the secret. Here's the thing that people don't understand about sports and high school and all about like intermediate. It's all about like teamwork. It's not about whether you're good at the game. I could be like I'm gonna be like the best like coach for like little league basketball, baseball, little league baseball.
Yeah.
Playing that. I could be like the best coach because it's like I'm just like so out of my mind energetic and so motivated.
You're like Ted Lasso. You're like a Ted Lasso type.
I want to watch that show.
It's so good.
I want to watch that show.
It's so
I don't have
good.
Apple TV. That's what it's on, right?
But I think they do like free trials. Anybody who hasn't seen Ted Lasso 100% needs to watch it. I love Jason Sudeikis, but then I also love like British humor and soccer. So it's like the best of everything come together.
I need to watch that. It's gonna be
so good. You would appreciate the humor because it's good. Like he's very cheesy in a good way. That's how I feel about you. You're cheesy in a good way. So I think you would enjoy it.
I'm not American. I'm definitely cheddar. I'm cheesy in a good way.
Yeah. Okay, what are you excited about?
I'm excited. We have booked plans. I have plans on the books for my wife's birthday. That's coming
My
up.
wife.
My wife, her birthday is
My
coming up.
wife.
Um, and I was excited. I was excited to invite her family to our event. And it's kind of like the first big event that we've planned in a long time. And I guess the amount of work that I've put into this event over the years and what we're gonna do for her birthday has actually it seems like it's been continuing for years and years and years with a cast of characters.
Okay.
Because we got I got our tickets and we're taking the whole family
Yeah.
to go and see Fast and Furious 9 on the opening night.
Nice.
And
Very
we are
nice.
hyped. And like this is not like a oh ha 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 David's excited for Fast and Furious. No. My wife loves Fast and Furious. She loves Fast and
Really?
Furious.
I
She
never
is-
would have
she
expected
is,
that.
She is into when Vin Diesel headbutts somebody, she squeals. And it's not like it is for like the stupid action that like she loves a
Yeah.
chase scene. Her favorite thing in a movie is a chase scene, and that's all
Okay.
Fast and Furious is.
I just never would have expected her to like that, but that's amazing. That makes me so happy that she likes that.
She is a big fan of The Rock. She's a big fan of the Vin
I
Diesel.
mean, who isn't, right?
I
Vin
mean,
Diesel, he's not bad, but The Rock,
okay.
100%.
I mean, The Rock is great. Yeah, sure. Everyone knows that The Rock is great. But people don't appreciate Vin Diesel enough for like smoking weed with Helen Mirren, which he posts on his. If you go to his Instagram, it's all go to Vin. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it
need
up
to
at this
see
point.
this.
I'm pulling it up. We're gonna go to Vin Diesel's Instagram. We're doing like a.
Vin Diesel.
I'm pulling it up on the stream.
His
Vin Diesel's
social
in-
media is quite interesting.
So here's the thing. He just like adds to his stories whenever he feels like it. And he's always smoked a lot of weed.
Not seeing Helen Mirren though.
Well, I mean, this is back when they were filming. This is back when they were filming the thing. He would post stories of
Was it
him
a story?
It was in his stories way back when, but his pictures on his social media. So he's cleaned it up a little bit. I want to keep on going. Show more posts from Vin Diesel. It's probably all this movie promo stuff.
How did we end up on Vin Diesel's Instagram today?
Oh, we're on Vin Diesel's Instagram today.
How did we end up here? The route we have taken all around has just been quite incredible.
I can't. Now it's not even letting me on. It's not even letting me on.
Shame. But
Shame.
no, I believe you. Vin Diesel's Instagram.
You need to go to Vin Diesel's Instagram. Scroll down a little bit because it's
Okay.
all of this like all of this craziness
You
with
Googled Vin Diesel's Instagram.
Instagram.
Just-
He just posts fan photos of himself a lot of the time.
I've noticed that.
And he has a
Twitter
music
too,
and he
I
has a music career. And I wish that I could play you his songs on this podcast, but the copyright infringement is just too high for that. And
I think Jeremy Renner has one too. He has music.
Jeremy Renner probably is trying to. Vin Diesel does not try one bit because it just sounds like Vin Diesel. I saw
That deep voice. That deep Vin Diesel voice. God, my voice won't even go there anymore.
Letty, it's all about the
Alright.
family. Keep it
Hey,
in
if
the.
you like it, listen, if you all like Vin Diesel, I won't hate on that. I won't hate.
Well, that's what I'm excited for. This big birthday
Okay.
event. We're getting set up.
Oh,
We're getting set
I'm
up.
pumped for that. I'm pumped for you for that.
Here's the thing. The problem right now with this is the tickets aren't on sale yet because it's too early. So we just are gathering the troops,
Yeah.
and we're going.
When's her birthday?
We're not doing it on birthday weekend. It's like the end of June. It's kind of when we're
Okay.
It's like further.
You got time. You got time.
Because it doesn't come out on our birthday, which last year, if
Yeah.
the pandemic never happened, it would have come out on our birthday, and we were gonna dress to theme.
Okay.
And then I have some RC cars in the basement, and we were gonna take them out to the street and start racing those.
I love it. I love everything about that.
Yeah,
I really do.
it's big time, big event, cultural importance right here. I mean,
Cultural importance.
people are like, oh, Avengers Endgame. We're like, Faded the Furious.
Hated the Furious, baby.
Hey, If it's Fast 9, Fast 10, you know where they're going. You know they're going Fast 10.
Yeah.
He already teased it. He already said they're going to the moon.
Outer space?
They're going to the moon.
Yeah. To the moon.
They're going to the moon.
Yeah. Well,
Moon episode.
we'll see.
Well, that's about all we have time for today, and we haven't got any reviews, so I don't have to sing a song. But if you want me to sing a song, you should leave a review in the podcast, and I'll sing a song, 5-star review. If you write it up, I'll do a little diddling. My wife specifically listened to the episode that we had the me doing the seal impression on. And that brought her lots of delight and joy. I
love that.
But you can catch podcasts on all podcast services. We're out there. We out here. We doing it up. Twitter, Instagram. What we need a TikTok. Well, we have our own individual TikToks, I don't use that.
We need a TikTok.
People, you know what really kicks it with the kids? You know what really kicks it with the kids is podcasts. Teenagers love podcasts.
They love podcasts.
That's the most unbelievable part about King Kong v Godzilla was that Millie Bobby Brown, this like high school kid, has been listening to a conspiracy podcast. I'm like, no,
they don't give a shit.
No
about
high
podcasts.
school kid is listening to a conspiracy podcast. No. Not one bit.
Not one bit. But yeah, we're on all streaming services, as you were saying. That's the only point, I guess. I want to get away from TikTok. I don't want to give you any ideas.
I mean, I'm just gonna go live on. Do you go live on TikTok? Is that like
people do? But I guess if you've got a following, I don't know.
Part of it. I think that's it. I think that's it for our show today. Austin, by the way, we forgot. I forgot the most important thing. Your Twitter famous.
Oh, no,
you're Twitter famous.
I'm not Twitter
You have
famous.
like 400,000 likes, right? Is that what it got to?
It's at 399, I think. The last time I saw it, but
399,000 likes on one of your pieces of photography.
That was fun. It was fun. It was like gratifying to see my work.
You were the number one trending tweet of the day.
That was fun.
And your photography's freaking fantastic, and people should go to your store. And I'm doing it right now. I'm adding your store to our website that we have and everything. The website that we use for all of our different stuff. And you should go to Austin's store and look at his prints. If you want like some nice, like, you're like, I want to get something for my apartment or for my bathroom or for my murder basement, and you don't know what you want, you're like, but I do listen to this podcast with this guy Austin on it, and if I can have one of his prints on my wall, that would be kind of cool. And it's like, you know what, I listen to this guy's podcast and I have his art. Like, that's some cool stuff. You should go to the site, which I'm going to include in the link. You should go into the Twitch chat and share the link for the Twitch chat.
And Jolly Anchor King, thank you so much for that comment. Looked at his site. His pics are so good. Probably gonna get one soon. Yeah, man. For sure. Like, order one. They get there. I think I had some people order last week, and the prints got there in like 4 days. So very quick. The lab I use is great. I am going to try to drop the link. I'm not logged into our Twitch, but
you can just drop it.
Logged into
You're logged into your own Twitch. Yeah, you're fine. You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie.
There we go. Drop the link in the chat there. But yeah, AustinO'Connor.smugmug.com.
And I'll have it in the episode description under the link tree.
I appreciate it, man. I don't know. Twitter, it blew up. It was kind of wild. It was very random. I think I hit the algorithm right, but made some new friends. So I don't know.
How many weird? What was the weird DM situation? Was there like a strange?
I had a few. Like, someone asked me if they could just own the photo. They were like, "Hey, can I just have that photo?" I was like, "No." What are you talking about? I had someone message me and they said, "Hey, there's a deer in that photo." I was like, "Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it." Several people were just like, "Hello, hey." I don't know. It was weird. Like, there were people sending me messages in like other languages, so it was kind of cool to see how far it went. But yeah, definitely like a gratifying experience. It was fun.
Yeah. I'm I'm just proud of you. I'm just overall just like proud of you for
I
really getting out
appreciate
there
it.
and killing that algorithm and doing it up.
Send Creek pics.
Sin Creek pick.
Yeah, I like that, Jolly Anchor King. But yeah, no, it was fun. So thank you very
No, no
much.
problem, no problem, no problem. Anything else you got going on in your life? Because I wanted to make sure we don't talk about your photography enough. And here's the thing. And I'm gonna call this aside. You probably have some imposter syndrome about your own photography, but you need to get out there.
100%.
You need to get out there and talk. Don't let anybody yuck your yums. Get out
Don't let
there.
anybody yuck my yums. Well, that's this summer. That's what I've got going on. I'm gonna go out
Be
and
passionate about it.
try to get more photos. Trying to plan a trip maybe to Montana or maybe Utah. Looking at some flights. Try to go out and explore a little more
Yeah.
and get some photos. So
That sounds great.
yeah.
I have done some podcasts recently. We've
Yeah.
got did a episode of Fallout Hub last week that you can catch out. That's our bi-weekly Fallout podcast that I do with my buddies Tom and Ken. I did an episode of a on and off again show called the Starfield Lorecast, which was me just like coming up with absolutely insane theories, and I did all this. Like, you should go at least listen to the intro and the ending for that, because I wrote those, and it's like some like premium like B grade Weird Al stuff that I did for it. You should check that out, Starfield Lorecast. Next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Austin O'Connor is the guest on the Fallout Hub. So that's actually an episode you should tune into, because we're gonna be all talking Fallout. It's gonna be 4 Fallout bros talking about Fallout woes.
That was good. Nice.
And Austin, I will have you lead out the show today.
Yeah. As always, from holler to highway, we've got you covered. 6 ways to Sunday.